Hi there, it's Liam here from Rating the Races. So we move on to day 3 for Aintree, Grand National Day. I do have a Grand National video. If you haven't seen that yet, have a look through my videos. It was about 3 or 4 ago now that I do highlight my 4th, the Grand National. I will also include it as a link in the description to this video so that you can get there quickly in case you can't find it. So I won't actually talk about the 4 o'clock, the Grand National, but I will talk about the other races, starting off with the 120, where the first selection is going to be West Balboa. Now, I highlighted West Balboa after the handicapper dropped West Balboa £1 back to 141, which meant he was £6 higher than when winning this race last year. However, if you watched that race last year, it was very, very comfortable. Very comfortable. Beat Pounding Poet by 5 lengths. They were clear of Mill Green, Good Time Johnny, Outlaw Peter, Party Business. There were some other horses further down that disappointed. Yeah, he was very, very comfortable. And I think he was part of this brigade that ran in the handicap hurdle at Kempton, where they were trying to win other races with them, whilst also having the winner in Boom Bourne. Now, Harry Skelton rode Boom Bourne that day. He rides Katira later today, and he jumps on West Balboa at Aintree. I think West Balboa is going to take all of the beating here. I think they've been very clever with their placement this year. Got to remember, West Balboa comfortably beat Brewing Up a Storm here, which was a very good performance in itself. Brewing Up a Storm's obviously won a Grade 2 recently, still going strong at the age of 11. Won a Grade 2 in Ireland. West Balboa very comfortably dispatched of Brewing Up a Storm. And yeah, I think West Balboa is going to take all of the beating here back at Aintree. This would make it, I think this would, if he can win, it goes 3 from 3 here, is it? Or has he been here and got beat? No, he hasn't. He's 2 from 2 here at the moment. The second horse that I'm going to put up for tomorrow that I think might be slightly overpriced. Let's just have a look at the price of West Balboa. You can see that he's currently available. Let's refresh this page, because Is That 5's gone at Coral? It's not, but it's generally 4s. You can get 5s at Ladbrokes. Obviously, they're the same company. But you can get 5s at Ladbrokes and Coral just. So if you do like that one, get on him quickly, because I do think he'll shorten. The second one I'm going to talk about is Lord Snooty. And this is another one I'm going to have a small bet on. Lord Snooty went off the 4-1 favourite for a handicap last time out at Uttoxeter in a race featuring Gwenny May Boy, who won the race at Supremely West. Gwenny May Boy was a bit of a handicap gamble in the Dan Skelton yard. Hadn't really shown a lot up to then. No, I take that back. Gwenny May Boy had been on a good rich reign of form and showing that he was still ahead of his mark. Now, Lord Snooty ran no sort of race whatsoever. Really disappointing. Pulled up quite early. And the trainer suggested that the tongue strap was the issue. They have taken the tongue strap off. And if he were, he's definitely got some ability. He just needs to actually put it all in. Even if you watch his run when he was second to Cuthbert Dibble, he was way out the back and looked like he was going to finish tailed off before running on strongly. Consented to run towards the end and ran on really strongly. Just got beat by Cuthbert Dibble by half a length. Now, Cuthbert Dibble is in this race against Lord Snooty. And if we have a look at the prices, we can see Cuthbert Dibble is 13 to 2, 6s in places, whereas Lord Snooty is 16s. Now, if Cuthbert Dibble goes close and Lord Snooty runs his race, I think Lord Snooty beats Cuthbert Dibble. When they ran at Haydock, Lord Snooty was £11 lower, so was getting £11 from Cuthbert Dibble. Here, he gets 15. So he's £4 better off for half a length. It's all about whether he wants to run, and hopefully taking the tongue tie off can allow the horse to run forward, and maybe this has been the long-term plan. I imagine the Pertemps final was the plan. Maybe Uttoxeter was not the plan at all, and they just went there and it didn't work, but they were just testing things out. I say that the Uttoxeter race was worth 51 grand to win it. This is only worth 42 here, so I'm sure they were trying as well at Uttoxeter. It just didn't work, but hopefully that tongue tie coming off is the big kicker for me. That's got if he consents to run and is still there turning into the straight, and he's, you know, 5th or 6th, I would expect him to be finishing really strongly. He's not one I want to quite give up on just yet, although he is very frustrating. So they are my two in the first race, Lord Snooty at 16-1 and West Balboa at 5s. Let's move on to the 155. The Turner's Mersey Novices Hurdle, the grade 1 over 2.5 mile. And the horse I like here, it's Brighter Days Ahead. I think she is very good. I think she is the... I think she only got beat last time at Cheltenham due to the distance. I think the drop back and trip didn't quite suit her. I think if it had been over 2.5, I think she would have won that quite comfortably and proven to be a very, very good mare. Up until that point, she was unbeaten. The 2.5, back up to 2.5 now. I think she wins quite nicely tomorrow, to be honest. I think she's going to be a really good mare. I don't think a lot of them are that good. Caldwell Potter is the unknown. Obviously having his first run now for Paul Nicholls after being sold in the... what was it? Potter Constructions or something? The big sales that they had because they sold all their horses. The only thing you could say about Caldwell Potter, maybe that form hasn't quite worked out that strongly. Predators Gold, who was second to Caldwell Potter, then got beat again by Dancing City, and then was only 5th in the Ballymore at the Cheltenham Festival, beaten 26 lengths. So maybe that's not that strong a form. But I think Brighter Days Ahead's form is very strong, and I fully expect Brighter Days Ahead to take all of the beating here. And you can currently get... Let's just have a look. You can currently get 15-8 about Brighter Days Ahead. Moving on to the 230. The horse I like here is one that I think Dan Skelton might know he's got quite well handicapped, and that is the King of Ryhope. So we were on Creberley, obviously, at the Cheltenham Festival, and he ran a great race for us, finishing second. Very frustrating. To finish second, found one too good in... Who did he get beat by? Shake 'em Up Harry. The King of Ryhope kind of has a different credentials at this stage in his career. So 4 runs ago, he was winning a handicap chase. Not by far. Didn't win by far at all. Won by 3/4 of a length. I thought he was very comfortable that day. That came off of 129. And I kind of feel that they went, well, we might as well try him in better races now. They initially went to a handicap at Foss-Lass on a very heavy going. And he disappointed. And that was his only disappointing run. After that, considering he'd been well beaten in a handicap, they then stepped him up to a grade 2 at Wetherby. And then a grade 2 at Ascot. Now, for me, that's saying we've got something in mind with him. Interestingly, after finishing 4th in a grade 2, well beaten by Henry's Friend, or not that well beaten, he was beaten 3 lengths by Henry's Friend. He went up £3, back up to 137, and I kind of feel that they knew that they was going to get closer in graded events than his handicap mark suggested he would. To be fair, it wasn't the best graded race in the fact that the highest rated horse was only rated 142. I just feel that they've come here with a horse that we're expecting to win handicaps with. We think he's a graded horse. Hence, even though they got beat in a handicap, they thought, well, we're still not running in the right race. They stepped up in trip. He travelled really well at Ascot. Maybe didn't get home, but I'm hoping that that's not the case in the fact that we stick to the 3 mile. I'm hoping he just got beat by slightly better horses on the day. Whereas tomorrow, in a handicap, I think he can really give his running. And I think he's going to go very close in this 3 mile handicap chase for Dan and Harry Skelton. Currently, you can get... Let's have a look. 5-1 about the King of Ryhope. I think he is the... Both him and Creberley are unknowns over this trip in handicaps. I kind of feel that the King of Ryhope, they might have been running in graded races thinking, we've got a graded horse here. And maybe they even thought they could win that graded race, the grade 2. The fact that they didn't, and they end up in a handicap afterwards, they might go, yeah, we're going to go really close here in a handicap. So, we move on to the 305. and you can see who I like here. It is Flooring Porter. So Flooring Porter ran another good race at the Cheltenham Festival, finishing second behind the very impressive Tiapu. For me, that is top quality form, and that is form that is stronger than anything else in this race. I think it's better than Cider Burley. Cider Burley is now 12 and did disappoint at Cheltenham, to be fair. Wasn't as close as he normally is. Just having a look how close he got. 2. It was about 6 lengths behind Flooring Porter. I don't think he's going to reverse that. Flooring Porter does have some form at Aintree himself, including when third, granted behind Cider Burley a couple of years ago, and second behind Cider Burley the year before that. I think he's not quite at the end of his career, whereas Cider Burley is now. And there's no Tiapu in this race. I don't think any of the rest are good enough to beat Flooring Porter and Cider Burley. I think Cider Burley's too old. Keith Donoghue just needs to just hold on to him just slightly, a little bit longer. You can go forward, just wait, and then maybe go after the second last. They seem to go a little bit early on Flooring Porter, and they've done it quite a few times now, to be honest. I'm hoping that the fact he's now had a ride, on a few more rides now on Flooring Porter, he'll know that I don't need to go quite as early, or I shouldn't go quite as early. So here's my selection in the Liverpool Hurdle, and you can currently get, let's just refresh that page, make sure they're all up to date. You can currently get 7-2 about Flooring Porter. As I've mentioned, the Grand National, I'm not going to talk through my selections here. I've already highlighted those. Interesting to see Corach Rambler is drifting out to the sort of prices that you would kind of expect. I did say when it was 9-2 that you will get 7s or 8s on the day. Went off 8-1 favourite last year. You don't really want to be taking any shorter than that. Interesting bits of money around for the likes of Delta Work, Cocoa Beach, Limerick Lace. Obviously the recent winner for the team will shorten that even more. So let's move on to the 5 o'clock, the final race that I'm going to have a bet in. I won't be backing anything in the bumper. I do like one in this, and that is Founder 50. Again, similar to Flooring Porter, who I don't think has the Grade 1 quality horses in against him. I don't think Founder 50 has the Grade 1 quality horses in against him. He's been beaten by I Am Maximus this year. Looks like we'll go close in the Grand National. Il Était Tom, who's obviously won on day 1 at Aintree, and Gaelic Warrior, who was very impressive in the Arkle. Take out Founder 50 and Il Était Tom. Take out Gaelic Warrior, and Il Était Tom from the Arkle. He comfortably beat Matata. There was nothing else in the race. All the others were nowhere near good enough. I think this will be really easy for Founder 50, to be honest. I think he's very, very smart, and he's too good for all of those that he's taken on. You can get 2-1 about Founder 50. I think he'll go off nearer 6-4, to be honest. So they are my selections for tomorrow. A quick run through there. Let's quickly go back through them. In the 120, I like West Balboa, who's probably been aimed at this race to try and make it 3 from 3 at Aintree. Is getting well supported at the moment. And Lord Snooty, who, with the tongue tie now off, if he bounces back to his best, which was a very good run behind Cuthbert Dibble, he should go very close, and he's a big price. The 155, I think Brighter Days Ahead is a proper good Grade 1 horse. She just found that 2-mile trip just slightly on the short side, and she will get 2.5, 3 mile in time as well. 230, I like King of Rye-Hope. I think they thought they had a graded horse over 3 mile. They might not have, but they've definitely got a very good handicapper over 3 mile. The 305, I think Flooring Porter doesn't take on any of the proper good Grade 1 hurdlers here over this staying trip, and I think he can win a race. 4 o'clock I've already mentioned, the Grand National, and the 5 o'clock Founder 50, similar to Flooring Porter. I don't think there's proper Grade 1 horses in this race, whereas that's what he bumped into when finishing second in the Arkle.